What we're seeing now in a population of 12 to 20-year-olds is an immature development of the frontal lobes of the brain. Now, this scares parents when we tell them this, because the frontal lobes play a critical role in critical thinking, problem solving, synthesizing information, and other things. Why are we seeing this? Because today's young people are very skilled at what's called continuous partial attention. They're able to spend little bits of time to several things at once. Let's get my email message here. Let's get my Instagram note here. Let's get my text alert here. They go back and forth looking at all this stuff, right? They're very good at that. But when you give them a biology textbook and ask them to read 30 pages of it, they can't. Now, let me express something here. I'm not saying they don't want to. Who wants to read biology? No offense to you biology folks out there. But I'm saying they physically are not able to do it. They literally sit there and say, I can't do it. And they stop. Okay? So this is a major problem we're having today. And as a result of this, and technology helping them, so go back to your sonic driving. Your bill comes to $847, let's just say. Now, when you and I were young, if we were in high school or college working, we had to do that math in our head and give the customer their change. These kids don't. They just hit the computer and it tells them how much to give back to you, right? So they're not using that portion of the brain. Now, is this a bad thing? Maybe not. Because as I said to a professor who was complaining about today's students one day, I challenged him. I said, multiply 4,372.917 times 847.913. So he quickly, it goes like he's looking for something. I said, what are you doing? I'm going to get my calculator. He said, no, you can't use a calculator. What are you, crazy? I said, no, you got to do it in your head. I can't do that. I said, why not? Because you haven't used your brain that way. Because we are using calculators now. Just like we don't ride around on horseback in the middle of town, we drive cars, right? It's called progress. So I always tell parents that get scared when they hear this, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It may be the continued evolution of the human brain, just as the amygdala was originally the brain. Now it's just considered the center of emotions and other homeostatic operations. It's at the base of the brain. Well, we've developed quite a bit since then. So it may simply be that the frontal lobes are evolving and we don't necessarily need some of those processes, those cognitive processes, as much as we used to. We'll see. We'll never know in our lifetime. I mean, this is something that evolves over time, but bottom line is, what is it affecting in terms of your life? And it is affecting when you go to Sonic or you do other things, because these kids just do not have the same work ethic, nor can they do the same skills that their predecessors had and could do.